You are watching The Guy Dawson Show with Guy Dawson here at WCOBM.com, the world center of broadcast media in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We were just talking a few minutes ago about how Kwan has been teaching me Chinese, and I was... I think I'm starting to think in Chinese sometimes, Kwan. That's why I was...
You were counting number in Chinese, threw me out
and
of
I
the
forgot
chair.
where I was.
They're becoming more and more useful. You better catch up.
What would I do if I didn't have Kwan here to hold me down? Boy, there's no...
So no more Disney World for you for a little while. Better catch up on your
My
Chinese
brain
license.
turned into mush while I was on vacation last week.
We need to tune it up next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And make sure you can continue on how much money in your wallet. Otherwise, I will take it.
You have got to listen to the PR Connections radio show. It airs every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And we have our cultural consultant, Kwan, who comes on. And it's at VegasOnThatRadio.com, by the way, if you would like to tune in. But Kwan has been teaching me Mandarin for quite a while. I think I've learned about 3 words.
That's it. It's been quite a while. You still remember at least more than 3 words.
It is kind of a slow process, but if you'd like to start learning more Mandarin Chinese, you can always get in contact with Kwan.
Yeah, business words, negotiation tips, and the relationship consultation. I
just listened to a really interesting recording about Chinese capitalism, and it's just really amazing that the growth of this country and the way that they're backing their money with gold. Imagine that. That's what the United States used to do. And now we just print all the money we want, and it's not worth anything. But that will be another show. We'll have to have a financial show on it. That's a good idea, Kwan.
Yeah.
There was a guy that did this, and I want to get to you really quickly here, Richman, but there was a guy that I was listening to, and he was just talking about the state of the world, the economy, and it was really fascinating. It's a show idea, though. We need to get someone to come on to talk about the currency of the world one of these days.
Currency yuan is Chinese money, so everybody need to stock up yuan, Y-U-A-N.
Yes, because it's backed by gold. That was how we used to run our economy. We used to back it with gold. And anyway, that's another show. Richman Mahlangu is our guest today.
Oh, Richman, I have a question.
All right.
Would you mind explain why the book called Zulu Dreams?
Sure. Well, Zulu is the Zulu tribe is the biggest tribe in Southern Africa. I don't know if you know anything about the history of the Zulu tribe. Shaka Zulu, for example, their traditional family, it's from the same tribe. So I'm Zulu. I'm part of the Zulu tribe. So this is basically this autobiography is about my dreams that I had as a kid growing up to come to America, go get education, and dreams I had about my kids, and some of the things that I've been able to accomplish. But basically, it's a simple title that doesn't really have any hidden agenda, but it's just about what my journey.
So do you have a certain way dance or costume?
Oh, there's tons of costumes. There's tons of
costume
costumes, and there's tons of costumes. If you go online and just and put in Zulu dance or Zulu dreams, lots of stuff's gonna come up. I won't be there though, but.
Yeah, in the book, it's really fascinating. He talks a lot about his culture and the background in this book. It's a part of your life as having been born.
It's a very, very strong. We have very, very strong tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of other tribes in African countries or in South Africa, but the kind of the dominant one is the Zulu tribe. But I don't necessarily advocate that the Zulu tribe is better than other tribes. I just happen to be part of that tribe. And to me, we all, black Africans, it really doesn't make that much of a difference to me whether they're from the Zulu tribe or a different tribe. I don't think that it might mean something different for other people. But to me, being an African black man is enough. If I don't know if it means anything.
By the way, the chat lines are open if anyone has any questions for Richman Mahlangu. And as I said, I've been representing Richman and had a chance to read the book, and I know a lot about his story. If there's anyone who has learned the art of overcoming adversity, it is you, Richman. What keeps you going? I know you're embarking on something now that's a little bit different. You are an athlete, a black athlete in apartheid South Africa, and you had to overcome a lot to accomplish that. You left the country. You ended up in the United States. You encountered racism in the United States as well, in Europe. What is it that I know this is a really cliche question, but what is it that drives you to continue to strive for more?
Interesting question. Well, basically, the bottom line for me was to make sure that I wanted to go to university, have access to higher education, which a lot of our people don't, sometimes for a number of reasons don't have. And of course, when I had kids, there was another responsibility that I had, and I was lucky enough that through my dreams of through tennis, I basically wanted to use tennis as a way to access the education. So my scholarship was paid for, and I had my boys, and I wanted to do the same thing for them. So my boys basically grew up playing tennis. I have two boys who are now 21 and 19. We train here in town. Was not always an easy, fun situation to be in when you coach your own kids. So I picked them up every day from school at 2 o'clock, 2:30, and we went to training 2-3 hours every day, and then they'll train for 2-3 hours and then get home and do homework, and then the whole thing started. The goal basically was to use their athletic ability to access, have access to the Ivy Leagues, the best institutions that America has to offer. And we were fortunate enough, my older son got recruited to Harvard University. He's going to be a senior this coming year, and my younger son got recruited to Georgetown, and he's going to be a junior this coming year. So so that goal was accomplished, and then the next thing was to start this foundation after the publication of the book. And the foundation, basically, when I look at most of our kids of color, or kids that are low income, that are struggling in schools, I work at a middle school, most of our kids come in basically 2 to 3 years behind academically. And one of the main reasons that I see is basically, obviously, at our they come from the same homes like me. There was no father. My father, though, passed away. That is an exception. But in most of our situations, a lot of these kids, they've been abandoned by their fathers. They've been raised by a single parent. Most of these single parents did not go to university. Some of them don't have high school diplomas. So basically, education is not part of the culture in their thinking. The kids don't read. You go to a lot of educated families anywhere in the world. When the parents come from work, either one parent is working, one is at home. They pick up the kids from school. They get home. They make sure kids' homework is done. They drive them to their piano lesson or tennis lessons. The other ones are doing homework. A lot of these kids start school when they can add, multiply, do all sorts of stuff. In this country, they considered those are intelligent kids. In my opinion, it has nothing to do with it. They've just been exposed to knowledge, to education. And that's the biggest problem with most of kids, low-income kids. And a lot of our parents cannot be involved into the school education because of the working hours.
Richman, our segment is going to end here really quickly. I want you to get a quick plug for your book, and I'm going to have you come back because I know you have a lot more to say. Will you let people know how they can get the book?
Amazon.com, or you can call me, or you can go to my website.
Or give me a call, and believe me, I can find him.
It's zuludreams.com, or you can go to Amazon and you'll find the book. And the foundation is called MahlanguFoundation.com. And again, we're trying to, give the kids the opportunities that I have, because if it wasn't for a lot of black men, strong black men that were educated, who wanted to give me the opportunity, I wouldn't be here.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Richmond. Our next guest will be the dapper gentleman, Charles Whitby. See you all in a few minutes.